Hello, good day. We are looking at the midpoint theorem. The midpoint theorem. The line joining the midpoint of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and equal to half of it. Now, look at this. If you are having a triangle, if the midpoint of this side, if it is M, and the midpoint of this side, if it is N, if you join this M to N, you realize that it will be the line you are going to draw will be parallel to the one down here, and this line will be what? Half of the one here, because this, if this side is equal to this side, definitely this side and this side is equal to this side. The line in between that is going to connect this midpoint to this midpoint will be parallel to this third side, and also it will be half of the length of this side. So that means the length of MN will be equal to half BC, and this MN will be parallel to this. So now let's use that knowledge to solve this problem. Number one, we are having this triangle ABC. This side is 12 centimeter, this is 6, and this is 8. In the triangle ABC, point X is the midpoint of AB. So if you say point X, if X is the midpoint of AB, and point Y is the midpoint of AC, this point is midpoint of AC. What is the length of XY? So since the question has told us that the midpoint of this side and the midpoint of this side forms a line, and according to the rule, so far it forms a line, so it shows that this line should be parallel to the base here, and it will be half the length of the base. So half of the length of, so that means our XY will be what? This 12 centimeter divided by 2, which is what? 12 divided by 2 is what? 6 centimeter. Now let's look at another example. You are having this question. Now we are told that this is a triangle. The length here is 4 centimeter. This length BC is 7 centimeter, and this place is 8 centimeter. We are given that X, Y, and Z are the midpoint of each of the sides here. So you are now told to, they say in the diagram, X, Y, Z are the midpoint. X, Y, Z are the midpoint of line AB, BC, and CA respectively. Calculate the length of the side X, Y, Z. You are told to look for the length of the triangle X, Y, Z. So what's the length of what? X, Y, Y, Z, and Z, X, Z. So now let's try to do it one after the other. Since we know that this point and this point and this point are the midpoint of each of the line, definitely we know that if we want to look for XY will give us a parallel line to this AC, and also it will be half of this AC. So what you do here is just divide AC by 2, which is what? 8 divided by 2 will give us 4 centimeter. So it shows that this XY is 4 centimeter. Likewise, our YZ, the length of this side. So this line and this line are parallel. This point and this point are the midpoint. So that this line and this line will be parallel line, and this line will give us what? Half the length of this side. So which that means the length of this side is 4. AB is 4 centimeter. You divide it by 2 to be able to get what? Your XZ rather. So to get your XZ, sorry, your YZ will be what? 4 centimeter divided by 2 will give us YZ. Then the third side we are talking of what? XZ. So for our XZ, you realize that for our XZ, this line is parallel to this. These are their midpoint. So the length of the xz will be half the length of this side. So 7 divided by 2. So that means we'll be having 7 divided by 2, which is what, 3.5 centimeter. Then the second part of the question says the perimeter of triangle XYZ. So we've been able to look for XY to be 4 centimeter, YZ to be 2 centimeter, and XZ to be 3 centimeter. And perimeter is just the addition of the sides. So I need to add 3.5 plus 2 plus 4, which will give us 9.5 centimeter. So it means the length of the side is what? 9.5. The perimeter is 9.5 centimeter. For the work practice, you are going to have this. So number 1, if you are having x, y, z, this is 6 centimeter, 9 centimeter, 12 centimeter. In the triangle XYZ, point A is the midpoint of XZ and B is the midpoint of YZ. What is the length of AB? What is the length of AB? Number 2, you are given this. So this side is 12 centimeter, 18 and 15 centimeter. So XYZ, the L is the midpoint here, M midpoint, and N is the midpoint. In the diagram, L, M, N are the midpoints of XY, YZ, and XZ and YZ respectively. Calculate the length of the side of the triangle LMN. 2. The perimeter of the triangle LMN. Please ensure you like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Thank you.